Oh, we're live. I'm watching it.
I was waiting for the intro.
I'm trying to do the watch party. I'm sorry. Hey, everybody. We'll get it right at some point, right, Terry?
Oh, yeah. We're just working out these kinks, man. That's it.
So welcome to the Blame Girl podcast with
Mr. Terry Wayne and Miss Giovanni Neal.
And our lovely guest, Mr. Mike Cintron.
That's right.
What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing out there?
We're doing good.
The man who needs no introduction in South Florida comedy.
How's your week going, Mike?
It's going great. I'm quarantining, just staying away from people. That's all I got to do, as far as much as I can.
So does that
How's
mean
everybody
no
out
shows
there?
For you?
What happened?
So does that mean no shows for you? You're off
No.
to the Improv.
No, yeah, the last show I did was at the Improv for Paul Mercurio.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was like 99 days before I was on stage.
Yeah.
So it was really fun to get on. Like the first night felt like the first time, kind of like those like nerves, and you're all excited and you can't stop pacing around, and you don't sleep till 4 a.m. because you're all pumped with adrenaline. And then the rest of the weekend, felt like riding a bike again. And then I was just thinking, like, Sunday, I was like, man, I wish that same first night feeling was every time. It kind of gets a little jaded, which kind of sucks, but I still had a great time. It was a great crowd.
Yeah, but you've been inside since, huh?
Yeah, I just work from home pretty much and stay at home because trying to stay away from the COVID.
Terry, what about you? How was your week?
Oh man, I'm just busy with work and I mean, thankfully my industry is booming right now.
Yeah.
So it keeps me busy, and I don't have to think about the fact that I'm kind of going stir crazy in my house and haven't had a haircut in 2 months.
You look great though, man. Your haircut looks great. I mean,
thanks,
how long
man.
has it been?
It's been about 2 months.
No way.
Yeah.
What, did you start off bald? Like,
what's
you look
that?
Great. Like you must have had a great haircut because it's maintaining.
Well, I've had the same haircut for 30 years, so it's
it just never changes.
It's trained. Yeah, it's like when you trim an origami tree. You know what I mean? Like when you.
I like it.
And then it just grows in that pattern forever. It's like that.
So you work from home, or you go out, don't you, to work?
Well, I go out and do building inspections. So it's usually, if it's not just me, then it's about like me and 2 other people, and we still mask up and do all the stuff that we're supposed to do. Okay. So it's
I think, like, staying busy keeps me from going stir crazy too. I'm just
absolutely.
I might do some work after this podcast. I don't know.
Yeah, I've got about 3 hours of work after this podcast. I want to ask Cintron. So but the Improv's closed now again, right? They reverted back to being closed. Is that what I heard?
I mean, that's what I heard. What you know is what I know. I saw that they were supposed to have a weekend, and they got to Friday, and I think it was Thursday, maybe. Maybe it was Thursday or Friday, and then they canceled the rest of the weekend.
Right.
Which, I got to tell you, when I was there, it was, again, a lot of fun. Everyone taking super precaution. You can tell they're social distancing.
Right.
But there's still that little feeling in the back of your head, like you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing right now, but
Well, it's like reopening schools. Like you can take the precautions that if you want to, but
right.
At the end of the day, it's still a lot of people in a room together. So it's
it's very unsettling. You feel like you're jumping out of a plane. That kind of feeling where you're like, oh, I hope I don't die. Like,
yeah, I'm taking a small risk, but it's still a risk. Yeah,
like maybe it's not. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's not jumping out of a plane exactly. I'm a little exaggerating, but yeah, you're right. You're right. It's like you have a bag of candy. One of them can potentially get you really sick. 99 of them are delicious, and I was lucky to have a little piece of delicious candy. And I don't want to take any more chances, so I'm staying home for a little bit.
Smart.
Well, I don't think anybody blames you on that.
So I think we should just start with the guest segment first, since what you got lined up to ask Mike, Terry?
What I have the one question that I think everybody wants to know, and that is, and I'm sorry if I'm pulling band-aids. Tell us your feelings on robot closing.
Yep.
No, I mean, no, it's not. Listen, I mean, I will say that it was really sweet to hear what everyone said. Definitely brought a couple of tears to my eyes for sure. And it made
What's
me
a
feel
special
like,
place? You know?
yeah, and I always wanted to make it a special place for everybody. I wasn't always perfect. I made mistakes. We're all human. So, but it was good to know that the majority of people out there had a good time. Unfortunately, during this season, during this whole pandemic, you're gonna have a lot of
small
awesome places that
businesses.
are gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
But
been a bunch.
That hurt me too, and I'm
yeah.
just glad, like as a new comic, I got to experience that room, and it's just there's nothing like it. I mean, I never experienced Buddha. I'm sure I've heard great things about that room too. Do you think someone will come in and maybe still do comedy there?
We'll just open
I
it
hope
back.
so. I don't know if Alan would be the same person. I think Alan is. I can't speak for Alan, but I think he's looking in a different direction, similar in the same beer industry. But I don't know if he's looking to own a brewery again at
Yeah.
this moment. But it'd be great. It's a great spot. It's a legendary spot. We'll see what happens. I think whoever on a project like that, it's going to take much more than just buying it and keeping the train going. You're going to have to make new tracks. You're going to have to build new trains. You're going to have to revamp the whole entire thing.
Yeah.
Take it from scratch, and hopefully they have good intentions behind it. But today's world, you're competing with some awesome great breweries out there. I don't want to take away from anybody, but you have Crazy Uncle Mike's and a couple other breweries that
But
are
it's
in the local
also,
area.
I mean,
Well,
like you say, like how it's hard to keep a business open right now.
Yeah,
Even in Florida, where it's almost like it doesn't exist here. But
well, I mean, if I could, uh, this is as good a time as any. I have actually looked into the potential of taking over that room,
Wow,
taking over that business. Yep.
that'd be great.
Just this, because I know the potential. I've seen it over the last, almost 10 years. And I've run several businesses before. So, I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying I have asked around, looked into a couple of things, and talked to some investors about it. Just because, I mean, at this point, it's going to be a turnkey operation for the most part. All the equipment, it's zoned properly, and you could you could go in there. And I don't actually think, I mean, it's a great brewery, always has been, but I don't think that's the secret sauce that has ever been Funky Buddha or Mad Robot. I think that people just associate that place with good times, and I think they associate it with a chill place to hang out, and it's close to the school. And I don't know. I'm not promising anything. I'm looking into it because I've been looking for a new thing anyway. So
no, that's big news. And I think if someone like you or you took over a place like that understood the roots of that place, then I would feel more confident that it would be a successful room and b a place where, like you said, people would come back to having a good time there.
right, and I think once all this is over, I mean, who knows? I have one investor who's kind of excited about it, and he thinks it's a guaranteed moneymaker. So I don't know. We'll see where it goes. That's all I'm going to say for now. I'm not going to promise anything. So
yeah, we'll see.
You got to keep
I wish
us
you luck with
posted on
that. That'd be great.
You got to keep us posted on that. So
It's a good question. Well, I would say my favorite room of all time was Fort Lauderdale Hard Rock before it changed. It used to be an improv. It was like 200-300 people, but the stage was like right there. I think Terry was there.
Yeah.
Terry would
Yeah.
would remember. It was an awesome stage because I felt like you could literally touch the crowd. You were so close to them.
It was so narrow.
Yeah.
It was such a narrow stage. Like, it was long, but it was narrow. So
Yeah, and the room was like straight on.
right.
So you just felt like it was a true arena, kind of felt like old school, like Rome or maybe old school. I don't know, but they were like right in front of you. They're properly stacked, so it's like a good audience looking kind of down on you. And
you said they were
Well, that surprises me. It really does. You kind of you put me on my heels on that one because that's not what I thought you were going to say. I thought you were
I
going to
love
say
Robot, but yeah.
No, I thought you were
what you thought
gonna,
I was going to say?
I thought you were
The
going to
pool
say
bar.
the old Miami Improv, the old Miami Improv with
That's a great room too.
the
That was a
door
great
onto
room.
the stage. You know,
I
the
don't
rest
know
of
any of
the
these.
track.
I feel so young. You guys make me feel so young, even though I'm the oldest one. So, Mike, what's your favorite room to host?
Oof.
It's the same
I
question,
love.
isn't it?
Yeah, right. No, I mean, out of the rooms I ran, I love doing Robot and Funky Buddha, but near and dear is Dada. I'm hoping that kind of gets going soon, but
Are they still serving
I
food
love working out there.
Are they still serving food at Dada?
Yeah.
Dada's
Still,
got that fire food. Yeah, Dada probably won't go anywhere. I bet they're delivering. So
yeah, no, I don't think they'll close up. But they're not doing weekday entertainment right now. So
Well, and then that's understandable. You know,
yeah,
that's
Dada's intimate. So
that's the responsible decision. But yeah, it's Dada's always been great, man. That's one of those rooms where you could show up and there could be 40 people there, you know, or there could be 10 other comics and it just, you're just trying out some shit or whatever. I just like I've always said it ever since the first time I went there. I was like, this feels like I'm in my uncle's living room trying to impress my family.
Yeah.
Like,
no, and I think to pile on that, it's just like, in your uncle's living room, you probably wouldn't feel that much pressure. And that's what's great about Dada. Like, it's not as much pressure as Robot or the Improv or other rooms for me. I feel like I can really experiment if I want to. I can just have fun on stage, and try to work on new stuff that's on my mind, see what happens.
Oh, well, see, I liked it for exactly the opposite reason. I thought that it was more pressure because you're not on it's not the Improv. You're not on stage with lights in your eyes where you can't see the people. You're right here. It's for the same reason where you liked Fort Lauderdale.
They're like on a couch right in front of you.
Steps away from me.
Yeah. True.
And if I say something stupid, you're right here. I can't not see your eyes rolling.
There's been a couple of times where I've offended some audience members, and I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna hit me. They could literally just lean over and punch me right now.
Oh, well, if you don't at least feel like you're gonna get your ass kicked, then you're just not pushing the boundaries enough.
It's true.
So I think it's time to get to our Who's to Blame segment, guys. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
I got some interesting stuff going on. The first thing I want to talk about is that I read this week that men enjoy sex with mentally unstable women. Who's to blame, guys? Y'all gotta tell me.
First of all, mentally unstable women. So you mean women, right? Like just. So men enjoy having sex with women. I got it. All right.
Oh my God. He just killed my segment. So men.
I'm sorry. We got a spit take from Centron here.
I had to grab a beer for this one. Sorry.
Oh,
Keep going. I'm listening.
I don't think that's causation. I think that's correlation, right? I don't think that men like having sex with mentally unstable women. I think mentally unstable women are just naturally better lovers. So of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think crazy chicks are less inhibited.
Yeah.
They're not really thinking about stuff.
Yeah, like they let their emotional range go a little more.
Well,
I think more.
They have less.
Yeah, go ahead.
They have less. What do you call it? Dignity, right? Like they don't. They just. They don't.
Talk, just
They'll
talk.
go in your scrum head first. They don't care. They'll get right in there. You know.
Well, um,
Nothing beats a chick with daddy issues. Nothing.
so on the converse side of that, women seem to be more attracted to men who argue, which I definitely I need a guy who can argue. I just thrive off that. I don't know
Well,
why.
because if you have a yes man who's always going to be agreeing with everything you're saying, that's boring. You need someone to
Right. What?
challenge your ideas. You
And
know.
it's not necessarily an argue. It's not guys who like to argue. It's guys that aren't pussies that will stand
It's
up for
guys, like
themselves.
like you said, it's just
Yeah.
guys. It's just guys.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, well,
No woman wants a
I've
yes
met
man,
guys
like
that are.
Centron said.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at let's just look at Tiger King. Like, you know, that guy Howard is a yes man because he's afraid this chick's gonna feed him the tigers, and that's gonna get boring. Like, unless you want a guy that's just gonna be, you know, a sub or whatever you call it. I don't know. You know the technique, a dominant sub. So most women want a dominant guy that's gonna take charge and let them know their ideas and not gonna disagree with everything.
I don't know if it's like you want to dominate, but I think you're onto something. You don't want someone that's just totally agreeable. I want someone that's genuine, and a genuine person's not going to agree with me all the
Oh
time.
no. Women definitely want an assertive man, like for
Right.
sure,
They don't
100%.
want a submissive guy, like a submissive guy that's like,
Yeah.
whatever you want, honey. Like,
No.
it's like you don't have any respect for him, you know? Like, you're
It's
just like,
it's like this. It's like women want a
Why do y'all think that
progressive.
is? Do y'all think it's because of the
Well, let me
therapy
explain.
or what? Why is it
Well,
like
let me explain my point before you come back at me. What I'm saying is women want a progressive man that's intelligent and can make thoughtful conversation and arguments, but also at the same time, at least in my personal experience throughout my life, they also kind of want to have their face just smushed down into the mattress and an assertive lover. You know what I mean? Like not every time, but if she gets a couple of glasses of red wine in her, you know what I'm saying? Like,
might
let's
be a
get
better
real
way?
here. Nobody wants.
Because sometimes the women
I'm,
like pushing your head down, and I'm not saying I like that.
hey
push my
man,
head down, Gio.
I'm down. I'm down to clown. You know what I mean? Smush
So
my face, mama. You know.
So yeah, I just think it's funny. I've always heard this, and then I saw an article about it that women, crazy women, and I'm like, does that mean I'm bad in bed? Because I don't think I'm crazy, but maybe I
Well,
am.
no woman
I
thinks
just
they're crazy.
okay,
Right. If you think you're crazy, then you're not crazy. That's the rule.
fair enough. No,
If
I
you're
Yeah,
always,
like
I'm not
always
crazy,
I
then
say I
you're probably
always say
crazy.
we're all crazy, men and women alike. Like we could all use therapy. No,
of course, it's insane. It's insane that we're alive. Like this is crazy. Like the whole thing of life is insane. Do you understand? Like it's
yeah,
crazy
it could be.
when
Who
you
knows?
actually think about the origins and like how we live on this planet while it travels at 22,000 miles an hour through the blackness of fucking space that we don't even understand. Yeah, it's fucking insane.
I'm gonna read some of the comments, and we got in my watch party. Oh my god, I just got rid of the comments. But Snyder said he said he feels like Wayne is eyeballing him.
Wayne is eyeballing who?
Schneider
Oh,
McCarthy. Well,
Carrie Wayne is
I got a watch
eyeballing him?
party going on, and then he says Centron's wearing headphones. His
Yep.
mom is in the next room. I'm just reading.
No. I wish my mom was in the next room because I'm lonely. But
Oh,
these are beats, so I can my microphone and hear you guys well.
he's flexing. Mike Centron is just flexing.
Yeah,
I am. That's the only thing I have left.
you had to drop that beats.
Just that's all I have is beats and my own apartment. That's all I have.
Look, see, there's my beats right there.
Hey, those come in good. I hate you wearing beats when I jog. So
Hey,
those are my second favorite. But yeah, okay. Who else is talking junk? Go ahead.
no,
I,
no,
Bring it,
I'm
Chris.
on team fucking old school because I bought some of those AirPods and lost them in the first week, and fuck that, I ain't doing it again.
I kind of like those AirPods, the ones that you just stick in your ear.
Yeah, they're great, and then they're gone, and I'm like, motherfucker, and
When I bought mine, I went running and I put one, like I just wanted one in my ear so I could hear, so you could, if something comes at you, you know. and then I lost it. So I only have one AirPod, but that's really all I need. I use it for calls and okay, we got way off topic.
Yeah,
I want to talk about so Congressman Ted Yoho accosted Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez
accosted. All right.
and
That's
called
a
her
tongue twister.
dangerous and a
Accosted
fucking bitch.
Picasso.
Guys, let me finish the blame before y'all start cracking jokes. So again, Congressman Ted Yoho accosted Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and called her dangerous and a fucking bitch. Who's to blame?
Nobody.
Obviously AOC. No, I'm joking.
No, nobody's to blame. Sometimes, what did we just talk about?
A congressman accosted a congresswoman on the steps of the Capitol and called her a fucking bitch. Told her she was dangerous. Nobody's to blame.
Well, let me.
Why do you think that behavior is okay?
Side note, does anyone think?
I'm not saying.
Does anyone think AOC fucks good in bed?
Let me explain. What did we just talk about? This is a crazy world we live in, right? It's a crazy fucking world. Sometimes you might get called a fucking bitch. You know how many times I've been called a fucking bitch in my life by people I work with?
AOC, she said it's not like she's a stranger to those words. She was a waitress, but
she probably got turned on by
congressman. Excuse me,
no. This is just a lamplighter thing. This is just like, let me stand up here and I'm a woman and he's a man and he called me a fucking bitch. And now I got to make a big political show out of it. Try to get
that shit. The statement is we're not gonna put up with that shit anymore. That is not okay. You do not.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question, Gio. Let me ask you, Gio. How many times have you called a dude a dick or an asshole?
Just like out loud, like gone up to him. Women don't do that, Terry.
Why not?
About our safety.
You should express yourself. Let those feelings out.
You just really don't get what it's like to be a woman. Like, you don't want some man running up to you. You're not gonna go running up to a man and just to be like.
Well, I wasn't there, so I don't know what the running up to was. I don't think like, did the congressman actually like run over to her and be like, "You fucking bitch"? Like, I wasn't there. It's a he said, she said kind of thing. I think he said it. I believe he said it. In my heart of hearts, I know he said that shit. I know, because Republicans hate nobody more than AOC. She's young.
Why do they think she's so dangerous? AOC is not black. But
I said Latin.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you said black and female.
No. She's young.
It's the same thing
Latin,
for white people, Gio.
Yeah, putting words in my mouth. No, she's young, she's Latin, she's female, she's progressive, she's everything Republicans fear. She's their worst fucking nightmare. So of course they're gonna lash out. And by the way, I didn't even know who Yoho was before that. So that shows you.
I didn't know who Yoho was either. But
no, he's totally unimportant. He's nothing.
His name, Yoho.
He's a signal flare. He's
man.
For AOC to use to catch headlines.
AOC, in her own words, she says, "I was minding my own business, walking up the steps, and Rep Yoho put his finger in my face, called me disgusting, he called me crazy, he called me out of my mind, he called me dangerous."
You're allowed to say that.
In front of the Capitol and in front of reporters, Representative Yoho called me, and I quote, "a fucking bitch."
Yeah, First Amendment.
Hey, you only hate once.
You're gonna have freedom of speech. You got to put up with some assholes. That's just what happens. You can't. It's not. The freedom of speech means that sometimes you're gonna hear some shit that you can't handle. That's it.
I gotta get back on stage.
This is why. Never mind. I won't even say it.
I know what upsets you, and I'm sorry it upsets you.
I'm gonna say this. You know who's to blame? I'm gonna tell you who's to blame. The male patriarchy. Because
Jesus Christ.
Let me finish. He is afraid and threatened by a woman who's empowered by her own intelligence.
Right. Well, I'm not going to worry about the safety of a congressman who's got Secret Service right behind her.
Oh my God, I love Michael right now.
Fucking shit. You pandering son of a bitch.
I just
We're talking over each other.
AOC's rebuttal speech was just moving and inspiring. And
Man, she liked it. She likes getting attention
Yeah.
from whoever on
wow.
Capitol Hill. It helps her.
Tell me anything,
She
guys.
does
Every
this
That's what they're
so
thinking.
people
She
talk
got
about
caught.
her.
She liked it.
Look,
She
every
doesn't
politician.
like being called a bitch, but she likes getting you know who called me a bitch? And then the news, oh my God, so and so called her a bitch. She's like, oh my God, people are talking about me. I know
Well,
people who love that. Negative
no,
or
no,
positive publicity is
I
all
mean,
the publicity.
maybe, but
no. You're wrong on that one, Tron. It's not because she's a woman. It's because she's a politician. Every politician milks
There
the
you go.
media.
I'll take that correction for sure.
Yeah, no, it's because she's a They all want the headline where they're the victim and somebody else is the aggressor because it helps their base. It just helps move their helps move their agenda. That's it.
Now look at like Anthony Weiner when he was big time. He loved being talked shit about in the news. He's like, oh my God, I'm the next big thing in New York. So he showed his dick to a
I
girl
don't know
who was
about that.
underage.
I was
part
gonna
of me
say.
wants to just run for Congress so I could go up there and talk shit to people, to other congressmen.
Yeah, you should.
I would vote for Gio.
I'd vote for Gio.
Are y'all
Gio
sure?
Neal, House
What about
Representative, District
Marxists?
5.
You got 2 votes right there, Gio.
All right. So our next story.
Oh, please. Is this the one? Is this the one?
Not the one you sent me yet.
Damn it. All right. I'm holding back. I'm so excited. It's crazy.
Oh wait, is this the one you sent me? I know I put it on the show list, so this might be
That bitch with the mace?
Okay, yeah. You want to present it?
I do. I so do. I'm so excited. This was a small story that I found. It hasn't been really picked up yet, but there is a crazy old bitch in San Diego.
A fucking bitch?
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When you do what she does, I have the right to call you a bitch. All right?
Fair enough.
I'm just saying.
That's so funny.
There's a crazy old woman, all right? Is that better? Crazy old woman who's acting like a total bitch in San Diego.
Just call her a cunt already, all right?
I was gonna say you ruined it. I was gonna save that. That was gonna be my A bomb at the end, and you ruined it. You ruined it. Okay, listen to this. So this young couple goes to this dog park with their dog and a little picnic. Amidst all the fucking craziness that's going on, they go to this little dog park and they try to sit and have a picnic, but they're not wearing masks. But they don't need to. They live together and they're sitting at a picnic table all by themselves. This crazy old woman runs up to them with a can of mace and maces them and their food, which I love that part because it's like, fuck your sandwich on top of it all, right? And then and maces them. Somebody videos her and then she freaks out that she's on video and they get her license plate and all that shit. And she says, she's claiming that because they weren't wearing masks, that she was defending herself against them. Now, who's to blame on that one, Gio?
This is like a bizarro Karen story to me, right?
It is.
Like,
it's crazy. Well, it's a crazy liberal
I
Karen.
don't want to wear masks. And she's like macing people for not wearing masks.
Right.
Was
She's
she
like
white?
the other side.
I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe.
She's a white lady.
Yeah.
Well, you got anything, Centron? You just enjoying yourself?
No, I'm saying,
He just said something.
Is this lady white? That is my question.
Yeah. Old white lady, probably like late 50s, early 60s.
There
Maybe
you go.
Watching too much MSNBC.
White fear. That's
exactly what it is. That's
fear.
who's to blame. The media is to blame because they have gone to the other end. They have gone to the absolute other end of the spectrum. Instead, people just need to learn, especially white people and especially white women, they need to learn to either be on one, like in the middle, somewhere between Karen walking into a grocery store shouting about her freedoms and coughing on people, and a crazy bitch who's outside at a park macing people because they're not wearing masks outdoors. Can we not just find a middle ground and be reasonably
No,
intelligent people?
nobody has to follow the rules. Nobody has to follow the rules anymore. So,
God.
or
I
they
feel like
feel
this.
entitled to not have to follow. They're like, rules. We're not gonna take it no matter what.
Yeah, we've got left and we got right, and in the middle, Rome is burning. What the fuck is happening?
It really
The
is.
whole world is going crazy, dude. The whole entire world.
No, the whole world isn't. Just this country. The whole other world is doing all right.
You got a point there.
Why
Our
is
country's
it
gonna
that,
implode.
what is it about Americans that makes us so rebellious that we're like, fuck your mask? And then when somebody says fuck your mask, they're like, fuck your face with mace, you know? Like, what is it about us that makes us so rebellious?
Maybe
We're angry people. This country is based on anger.
maybe that's
we
want to be angry
Mhm.
about something,
Well,
and
think about this. Back when doctors were saying everyone should wear masks, people were buying them out. You couldn't buy a mask anywhere. Back in April, you couldn't buy a mask anywhere. And then the
No.
second they said you have to wear a mask, oh, the fucking crazies came out of the woodwork. Like, I'm not wearing a mask. It's like you just paid $20 on Amazon to buy one. Now you don't want to wear it because somebody told you you have to, you fucking child.
America.
I'm sorry. I'm getting
This is
in my
America.
real anger zone. I'm gonna
No,
bring it
I
back
mean
in.
it should. If you should be angry, we should all be angry.
We are. Yeah, we all
Oh.
should be angry.
Another reason
You're right.
we should be angry is that, so we're going to revisit the protests, right? People are still out there protesting. This all started with Mr. George Floyd when he died in May, and the country has been having Black Lives Matter protests, and there's been all kind of craziness. And I've even talked about how law enforcement has been shooting citizens and just doing all kinds of crazy stuff. We doing well this week, or last week rather, in Austin, a man was shot during a protest. Now, he was carrying a rifle, and from what I understand, because it's still like the facts are still coming out, the guy who shot him was in a car, and the protesters allegedly surrounded the car, and the guy felt threatened, and he shot out of the car and shot this guy who was there with his girlfriend, who's, she is an amputee. She was in a wheelchair, and this guy, he got killed at the protest. Now, so instead of law enforcement shooting at citizens, now we're shooting at each other at these protests. Who's to blame?
You're lawmakers, man. As long as you allow people to carry openly in public spaces, you're gonna have fucking problems. I heard one gun activist say that, oh, well, if we have pools in this country, then guess what? There's gonna be more drownings. Exactly. If you let every idiot have a pool, and if you let every moron have a fucking gun, personally, I think you should have to take an IQ test before you're allowed to own a firearm. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, preach.
100 is the median IQ. If you can't hit triple digits, then fuck you. You don't get a 9mm. That's all I'm saying.
Mike?
And honestly, the guy who got shot, I was reading that article that you sent me, and the first question I had was, what fucking business do you have carrying a goddamn rifle on a downtown city street? I've been to Austin. It's not rural. There's no.
No, but they do that during protests, and that's okay.
I understand it, and I don't agree with it. I don't.
Everywhere in Texas. You can have them in schools if you're a teacher. So.
No, that's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So, like I said, I put it back on the lawmakers, because
when I heard the guy had the gun, I was like, ooh, he might be a little to blame, but I didn't know that he didn't fire his gun.
Well, once you fire the gun, it's over. Like, that's the whole point, is once you Like if you feel threatened because somebody has a gun next to you and you're in a threatening situation like that, like if I'm in a protest in my car and if I had a gun, which I don't carry a gun, but if I had one and a group surrounds my car and then a guy points a rifle at me, I'm gonna shoot him. That's it. You point a gun at
I don't
me,
know that he pointed the rifle at him.
I don't know either. Neither of us do. We're not
Yeah.
there. I do know this.
I understand the guy just said he felt threatened because they were surrounding the car.
Here's the thing. If the dude didn't have the guy with the rifle is the one that got shot. If he didn't have the rifle, he probably wouldn't have got shot. Because there was a lot of people that didn't get shot around that car, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just the dude with the rifle that got shot. If you go to a gunfight with a you can't fucking cry when you lose. Like, just leave the gun at home, you piece of shit, and then you won't escalate the situation.
I definitely think guns escalate the situation.
Yeah, of course it does.
Thought, Mike, I was just thinking, like, you know, if I feel threatened because you're carrying a gun and just shoot you, am I wrong? You know?
Yeah, kind of. You're a little bit wrong.
What if I feel threatened?
Well, here's the thing. Both of the people are wrong.
That's the excuse cops use all the time.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you're a pussy, you shouldn't be a cop, all right? If you're a cop, you're going to face danger.
But they are.
I was almost a fireman. And I had to go into fires for training and shit like that. And if you go into fires, you might get burned. And if you're going to police people, you might get fucked up sometimes. But that does not give you the right to be a little bitch and shoot unarmed people, period. You're going to face danger in this job. If you can't handle facing danger, I'm pretty sure the post office is hiring.
Mike,
that's just my opinion. I might be wrong. It happens all the time.
Why are we shooting at each other, Mike?
I mean, I'm a big proponent of people being able to get guns. I think I have a gun. I'm a gun owner. But I also think if you're bringing a gun somewhere and you feel like I need to bring a gun, like I do comedy, so if I feel I have to bring a gun to like a robot, even though I would be there late, so maybe I should have been bringing a gun with me.
No,
I probably shouldn't be there. You know, like I probably shouldn't be going. That's what I'm saying. So
well, we know about this, Mike.
You know, Terry,
you remember what happened at the ball?
Yeah, no, that's a great point. You know, I mean, and Jordan Garnett had a gun pulled on him.
I heard
he was hosting a show, Alibaba's, when it was under a certain owner, and so I mean, these things can happen anywhere. But you know, as we're saying in Portland or wherever, I don't know. I feel like what the pandemic taught me was when society breaks down, I need to be prepared to take care of myself. So, you know, like Terry said,
I'll clarify my point to Mike. No, you're not crazy. Here's the thing, Mike. I have a gun too. I just don't carry it outside this house. It's for defense. I used to have more. I got rid of them because I felt like they were stupid and I could make some money by selling them. But I still have my shotgun because I still like to shoot, trap, and skeet. I think it's a fun activity. It's a fun sport. And a shotgun's a great use for home defense. But that's why I leave it at home.
I don't.
You're not walking around with a shotgun.
You know, I don't think that any of us really need guns, not even the cops. But I gotta say, the way things are now, and I know gun ownership is just going up in this country.
Right.
It makes
every
me want
time something happens.
Oh my God, we're gonna be
every time something happens, we're like, let's get some fucking weaponry.
Get a gun.
Well, I mean, let's look what happened during the pandemic. People were hoarding toilet tissues. People were being animals. You mean to tell me when it gets really, really bad, your neighbor's going to be your neighbor still? No, they're going to look to take your shit because they need to survive. They need to take care of their family. It comes down to do or die, no matter who and what, unless it's family, I feel. And maybe really close friends. Maybe I have a bleak view on humanity, but that's what I saw.
No, you're spot on. You're spot on.
What value is your shit if it all crumbles down? You know, you're gonna need your food's only gonna last you so long, and you know you're gonna protect your TV in the zombie apocalypse for what?
For what? There ain't no TV to be broadcast. That's
Exactly
ridiculous.
what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, I don't care during the apocalypse. I'm a country boy. I'm gonna be all right. You know what I mean? I can hunt. I can fish. I'll be fine. You
yeah,
know, we
Yeah.
used to do that shit for fun.
I'm
So
gonna. I'm
Most
not.
people don't have those skills though,
Yeah, I'm not gonna
and
make.
you're
sorry.
you,
Do you want
you
to
know
join my team? I'll be your Megan or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
that's
You gotta start
exactly what I'm
a
talking about.
apocalypse training team.
That will
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
I mean,
Y'all
if
come over
society
here. I'll
falls
take care
down,
of you. It's fine.
if society does fall down, that whole thing in Walking Dead about Negan, that will happen. You will
Yeah.
get, like we saw in Seattle, you will get an overlord who will run a group of people who say, now we're in charge of your safety, and
Oh, Donald
why
Trump.
do you do that? You know?
No, not Donald Trump. Donald Trump will be the first motherfucker to go because he's got no life skills whatsoever. He's born with a silver spoon, been handed everything his whole life. He's got zero life skills. I don't care how much bullshit you can talk. The first time you can't run a trot line, we're gonna eat you.
Yeah,
Like
I guess
that's
you gotta be physically strong to be the overlord. You can't just be Donald Trump. You're right.
no, you got to get shit done, man.
All
You gotta
right,
have.
guys.
I'm wrapping my barbed wire around my bat right now as we speak.
Oh, God.
I can't
Well,
wait.
that's a good weapon. That's a good weapon. I don't need a
Yeah.
shotgun, right? I didn't even think about that. Okay.
Yeah, but
So
guns of the apocalypse are stupid. They're gonna run out of ammo. You're gonna be fucked.
no, but then you find people who know how to make ammo. Like,
Like
I know.
me?
Oh, you know how to make ammo?
Yeah,
Jesus.
I can make shotgun shells. Yeah.
Watch out for Terry, guys.
Exactly.
I used to shoot competitively. We would
He's
always make
built
our
for the
own ammo.
apocalypse.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do martial arts.
That's
All right.
a
So
good one. That's a good skill.
I want to play the blame game.
Let's play it.
All right.
I don't know what the blaming is.
So Latinos fear the chancleta. Who's to blame? Mike, why don't you
Yeah,
take
I'm
it?
leaving Mike
chancleta.
on this one. Mike, it's all you.
The chocolate's to blame. It's pretty rough. No, someone put it best one time. They said Latinos are so passionate and we're so emotional that it spills into violence. That's pretty
Yeah,
much what it is.
brown and black folk whip their children.
So you're
Exactly.
saying that you're
We're the
saying
same.
that the
We're just
emotions of the Latina people just can't be contained.
So they just
listen.
gotta
I feel
choose before the
I
belt.
feel every minority they've been beaten. There's just what weapon they used. You
Yeah,
know
it's a belt for black folks. Or
Yeah.
exactly. I had hot sauce and chancleta. Like the hot sauce, she did it very. My grandmother, she did it very like chemical warfare. She waited like hours after I did the bad thing. She just let me go on my day, let me
sneak
forget.
attack.
And I was watching Popeye. I'll never forget. And Popeye ate the spinach, and she came behind me like it was a cloth full of like she was gonna put me out, whatever formaldehyde, and it was hot sauce, like, and this hot
Chloroform.
sauce that she chloroform, and this hot
That's like
sauce was
torture.
like in a jar, in a jar, fermenting for months. And she came behind me and just smeared it all over my face, got in my eyes, in my mouth.
Oh my god.
I'm a kid, so I don't know that you got to get milk. So I go get water. It just spreads more. And she's yelling at me while I'm freaking out. I think I can't breathe. I can't see. I'm a kid. She's like, I told you, you never talk back to me. I tell you. And she's yelling at me while I'm fucking crying on the floor. And that taught me.
I
Never
bet you
fuck with
never
grandma.
talk back. You never talk back
Sure.
again.
I never did it.
Oh,
Never
and
did.
you guys are saying you got spanked. Well, I'm a Southern white kid, so everyone I know got spanked. But you know,
What was the weapon, Terry? What was the weapon? They
is a belt,
your
always
mom
a
or your
belt,
dad? Okay, the belt. Okay.
always a belt. But here's the thing: Mike said that his grandmother used to play, or his mother used to play chemical warfare. Well,
No,
my father,
my grandmother.
your grandmother used to play chemical warfare.
Hmm.
My father used to play mental warfare. Like like really. Like I remember one time I did something, I broke a pipe or something like that. I fucked up. I was like 8. But my mom said, well, wait till your father gets home. Just wait till your father gets home. You're gonna get your father gets home. Well, he got home super late, so I was already asleep, and it was great. And the next morning I went to school and I thought, oh my God, this is perfect. I got away because he was late And then I got to lunch. I opened my lunchbox, and there was a note that my father had written, said, "As soon as you get home, I'm gonna beat your butt." I was like,
no,
"Motherfucker!"
you don't want that at school. How did
No,
Right.
I thought about it all day. It ran all fucking
Right.
day. I was like,
Just counting the hours.
What about your worst whooping? I can tell y'all my worst whooping right now. My worst whooping I ever got was when I was in 6th grade, and me and my friends, we bought condoms from this girl for our
"You
TLC
whore."
earrings. It was for our
Damn,
TLC
Gio.
earrings, okay?
Slutty Geo. I like Slutty Geo.
TLC earrings, guys. I wasn't
Kind of
using
disgusting.
condoms.
I'm getting
You were a little left eye. I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
man. If Jeffrey Epstein knew you, watch
My
out.
mom found out because my social studies teacher was in the bathroom and reported back to her.
Oh,
Oh my God, she beat my ass so bad.
fucking
And
snitch.
she was like, "When do you think you're supposed to be having sex?" I was like, "When you're 18." And she's like, "When you're married." She wasn't bringing me up in that kind of household.
At least you were being safe.
Hey, you know. Exactly. I agree
Me
with
and you
that.
were the same age, Gio. At least you were being safe in the AIDS era.
It's way too.
Yeah,
We were just being TLC. We had baggy clothes and we wanted to
that's
wear.
what it was. I remember that TLC. They had condoms on their hats.
Yeah, I was so into that shit. Oh my God. Left eye? Oh, I'd have ravaged that chick. I was so into her.
She
I
would have
really
Yeah,
ravaged
she's
you
dead.
too, apparently. She was
Well, she's crazy, and men like fucking crazy women.
burned
Like,
his
we
house
just
down.
went over this.
Terry, if they
Okay.
could resurrect Left Eye's corpse, would you and animate it and make it look normal for a day? Would you
This
have
is
sex
not the
with it?
Gonzo
Knowing
Radio podcast. Stop it. Okay, that's not. That's
Excuse
stuff
me,
that-
I wouldn't, and I'll tell you why I wouldn't. Because the ground is sour and nothing comes back the same. We all know this. We've seen Pet Sematary.
cemetery, buddy. Yes.
Right. The ground is sour.
All right. Before we get out of here, I want to just touch on this last segment because my boy Mike, I know this is a topic that's near and dear to his heart. Aliens declassified. Mike, who's to blame?
Who's to blame?
Yeah,
Blame about what? Aliens.
being
We're a product of
declassified
aliens.
this week.
The Anunnaki were right. They came down. They fucked with
Who
some
was right?
monkeys. The Anunnaki, whatever the fuck that is. Ancient aliens. Look it up. Some dude.
The Illuminati?
Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. One of those groups. But it came out in New York Times. Aliens came down. They messed around with some monkeys. They made humans.
In the New
That's
York
why we're here. Look it up. Read it up. It happened. Maybe
believe
not.
I know
I
the
think
New
I'm
York
making that
Times
up.
said that they're-
UFOs are real. They're
They-
out
Okay.
there. Watch
yeah,
out.
they
Well-
revealed that they have in their possession UFOs.
I think it's people from the future. I don't think it's
Well,
really aliens. I think we fucked up and we keep coming back, like Back to the Future, trying to change the.
I love
Yeah,
it.
we just keep fucking
Figured
up.
it out
Again.
in the future. They keep coming back and they just like.
That's
kill
why we have Trump. That's why everything got fucked up so bad. Now we got Trump, killer hornets, amoeba in the water, COVID.
They're coming back too late.
What else?
They're coming back too late.
Well, I just love the way everybody talks about aliens, right? As if they're gonna show up and be like, "Hey, we're aliens, guys," and it's like, no, we're the aliens to them, right? So what are
Yeah,
the
we're both
odds?
aliens. Yeah.
Well, what are the
Everyone's an alien.
odds that they found us and they're just gonna be cool with us? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're
Well,
just gonna
you-
show up and be like, "Oh, you guys are awesome." No, they're gonna treat us like we treat animals. Like they don't.
Right, like
They're not.
think about what we've done.
like-
Anytime humans
We
have
contribute nothing
Like
to them.
Europeans treated the Indians, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
exactly. Whenever a
Anytime,
new,
another
whenever a
society-
new, whenever a new
Go ahead, Terry.
culture comes into an existing culture,
There you go.
it's always the indigenous people that get fucked up. Like,
They
why
get
are you looking
fucked
for your
up.
enemy?
They're like, oh, you see this shiny rifle?
Yeah.
At this
Gonna,
point, I'd say
gonna
we
shoot you in the face if you don't give me your shit.
Yeah, check out this plasma ray. Now, how about them minerals?
Exactly. That's what we.
in the
But you know what? The Indians, they learned how to take the horses and train, and they were better at shooting off horses. So Hopefully we end up like that. We end up like that. We're able to use the plasma ray guns better. I don't
Oh,
know.
like they're gonna just like the aliens are gonna take over, and then they're gonna give us casinos and be like, they're all right, they're fine.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Burritos.
That's
they're
the
gonna let
best
us
we
have
can
like
hope for.
Kansas and be like,
Oh,
oh, that's their reservation. That's where they live.
They
That's the
won't.
best we
You
can
know
hope
why?
for, Terry.
Wait,
I know.
they won't. You know why? Because
Human Island. It's Human Island.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll
they're
make
gonna
it
be
Australia.
upset
You know.
that Americans are trying to convert them to Christianity. That's what's gonna happen, and we're gonna
No,
just
they'll convert us into whatever.
Oh, I love that
fucking
tweet.
religion they're doing.
Who is the tweet from?
John
Who?
Strickland. He's a representative from Texas, and he said,
Yeah,
if
that was a great
aliens are
tweet.
real, salvation through Jesus Christ is the only way to enter heaven. He just letting them know that.
No, if
Cool.
aliens are real, then God doesn't exist. We're closing the book
Why didn't
on
they
that
talk about him
chapter.
in the Bible?
I don't know.
Cover
I
that.
don't agree with that. I mean, I think maybe they're, but that's the whole beauty about
Really?
humans.
You don't think they'd have mentioned that in the Bible? Like, hey,
They
by the
did.
way, you're not by yourself. You know,
They
Yeah.
mentioned some crazy shit in the Bible.
Maybe
they
God
never
didn't
mention
say-
aliens. I'm a pastor's son for almost 40 years. I know this. There's no aliens in the Bible.
God is the
I'll send you some.
Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. There's your alien.
Crazy. It's all
I'll send you
crazy.
some stuff that that they talk about in Ancient Aliens. So, what this guy likes to interpret Bible verses as speaking about visitations.
I've seen it.
Um,
The guy with the crazy hair.
Yeah, that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Um,
Meme
No.
guy. Aliens.
I'm not going to trust
I
my
like that meme.
everlasting
He's like,
soul to a guy who doesn't know how to use moose. You know?
I like
Like,
I
I'm
like
not
his
gonna.
meme. He goes, "I didn't tell you so, but I told you so."
I haven't-
I don't, you know,
Is
I don't think it's
aliens
because-
still new?
but real quick.
Is it
You
still
guys think? Do you guys think because there's aliens, there's no God? Like, I still think there's a God. I just think God has other things going on. He's got some aliens. He's got
look,
humans,
aliens
who
is
knows
not
what
why
else?
I don't think I didn't say there's no God.
No.
I'm just
Yeah, I
saying
still
Absolutely
believe in
not.
God, even if there's
Bible,
aliens. Like,
Christian Bible as it's written is
No, there can be aliens or there can be God. There can't be both.
Really?
In my opinion. That's my opinion.
my opinion.
Really?
I'm still
Really?
agnostic on it. I
Okay.
don't know.
I respect
Because
it.
why would he let these two beings meet? Why he's God. He would just not let it happen. He'd keep them
If
separate.
excuse me,
Really?
Huh?
it's just like with humans. Like, why would we meet each other? And
Yeah,
each other?
I'm
Yeah.
more on Geo's side. Like, that's like saying, well, if there was a real God, blacks and whites would have never met.
If there was,
They would have lived in harmony in their own.
No, it's kind of
my point is it's incongruent with Christianity. Okay,
You know?
like,
yeah. Well, it's kind of like this. You can have a cat or you can have a bird, but you can't have a bird
You can
and
have a cat, or you
because
can have a
you're-
bird. You
I've
can
seen
have a
it.
fish, or you can have a
Yeah,
snake.
yeah, but if you have a bird
Mm,
and a
mm,
cat, you're about to just have a cat. You know what I mean?
Don't have a bird or a cat, son.
No, you can have one or the other, but you can't have both
like
because
Can
you're
I
about to
just
have
tell
a
y'all-
cat and a dead
Oh my
bird.
God.
before we get out of here, so
You
Oh,
can
yeah.
have a
can't
cat,
actually
or you
love-
can
This
have a
actually
bird.
feeds perfectly into the
You can
next
have a
segment.
fish, or you can have a dog.
okay. So there's a nest outside my right outside here, and
It's aliens.
the girl and boy duck they keep
It's crazy aliens that fuck
out
hard.
here, and my dog goes crazy when it happens. Look at him; he's losing his mind.
Hmm.
Okay,
He
so,
senses the aliens. The aliens are coming.
well,
So
I think we're gonna wrap up. We're just about
Well,
out of time anyway. So.
we've got one more segment. Don't forget.
Oh my God!
Let's do
I
it.
forgot.
Come on, we can squeeze it.
So
Let's go.
unprofessional. But this is actually great. The aliens thing leads right into this week's words for white people, right?
Let's do it.
And this is coming from
Say
your
what,
honky
man.
boy, Terry Wayne, coming at you. And this week, I want to talk about
Play that funky boy.
I want to talk about all the fucking conspiracy theories that I see all these middle-aged white people spreading on Instagram and Facebook. And do you realize how much harm you are doing? Like, I understand that it's a big problem and you feel like it needs a big cause, right? But the fact that COVID's going on right now has nothing to do with 5G, the government, weaponized fucking biological warfare, any of this bullshit that you're talking about. I understand that it makes you feel better to think that the world is all against you and that's why your life is shit. It's not. Your life is shit because you made poor choices and now you're just dealing with what's left. So stop spreading your nonsense. Stop spreading your theories. I don't care what evidence you think you've mounted against. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And moreover, it's fucking dangerous. You're being a hazard to the people around you by spreading this irresponsible nonsense that's going to end up getting people hurt or make the situation worse or make it fucking longer so we all have to stick inside our houses. Or you know what? Maybe you're just going to build this up so much that an old white woman in San Diego is going to mace some poor innocent couple because you decided to spread pandemic on Facebook like a goddamn moron. The only conspiracy theory here was, why didn't your mother have an abortion before you were born? That's the only thing that I want to talk about, because if you are spreading around all this irresponsible nonsense that's going to put people in harm's way, then honestly, you should be euthanized. That's just my personal opinion on it.
Oh, that's extreme.
I know. I'm mad about it. I'm strong.
We might have some of them watching right now.
Well, I hope you learned something. Listen to people that are smarter than you and spread around proper information.
Spreading around that propaganda.
This came from a priester's son, by the way.
What's that?
Rant came from that rant came from a priester's son, so it is serious business. Repent out
it just
there,
came from a rational person.
Repent.
Just be rational. That's it.
You're right. Be rational.
Donald Trump is no more to blame for this fucking virus than some clandestine organization in Russia. It's ridiculous.
He is definitely not handling it well.
He's not handling it well, but he wasn't to blame. I'm not
saying he started the virus, but he is definitely to blame for our numbers. So
yeah, no, he's to blame for the bungling of the response. Absolutely.
Okay.
Thanks, Mike, for that contribution to the argument.
I feel about Donald
Mike,
Trump.
thank you for coming on. We appreciate having you.
Yeah, I love you, Mike, man.
Mike's also a member of the Gonzo Radio Network. You tell him about your show, man.
Yeah, so I'm doing a little revamping, but this was kind of fun. This is his first Zoom. I think this is my first Zoom. So I had a lot of fun. Thank you for inviting me. So I'm going to be doing 2 shows, the Syntron podcast, and then a side shoot of that will be the Funky Robot Chronicles. We'll be interviewing people specifically on stories behind the Funky Buddha robot. And then on my show, we'll just talk about crazy stuff like this, conspiracies, whatever, maybe just comedy gossip. But then when it gets specific to robot, I'll hopefully try to save that for that show. And I do want to say, if you're out there, if you have Netflix, watch The Last Dance with Michael Jordan. Super inspiring.
I just finished it.
Yeah,
I just finished it. It was great. 10 episodes.
Jordan?
Awesome. Yeah.
The Last Dance on Netflix.
No, it's
with Michael Jordan.
Like basketball, Michael Jordan?
And
no, it's a great series.
Watch Mucho Amor with the one and only Porto Macabo. So
thank you for those
great things to watch.
Watches, Mike.
Thank you.
So,
no
Terry, you got anything coming up you want to?
Not a goddamn thing, but you can find me at Terry Wayne Comedy on all social media platforms.
Guess
real quick, I wanted to say, I'm sorry, find Terry Wayne on all. He has great cooking stuff. I implore everybody to follow Terry Wayne. But 2, I believe on a conspiracy end note, and that's it. AOC is an alien who is crazy and fucks like an animal.
Thank you, Mike. That was a very thoughtful commentary.
That was a mic drop from Syntron on.
Very thoughtful commentary.
I was just trying to say, it would make sense, because how do you go from a bartender to a congresswoman? You got to have some alien tech, I think, maybe. There might be some too.
As I was saying, I'm gonna be in a show coming up, not this Sunday, but next Sunday. So I'll tell you guys more details about that. Next week.
Yeah, let me know. I'll definitely be out there, girl.
Okay, I will. And until next week, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you Monday.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Have a good
Have
one.
a good day, guys. I miss you. I love you guys.
For Gonzo Radio, this is Super Time 6000 2015 for Gonzo Television Station. You're coming to the greater Sandusky, Ohio area. This is Pirate Bill, and this is Frank Welker saying, watch Transformers.
This has been a Gonzo Radio Network production. When the going gets weird, the weird turn pro.